Councillor Bronsky said, let me be very clear to you people. I will not approve any decision that turn this country over to Joseph Boakai. I will not do that. Liberia does not deserve that. For us to go to CDC and meet with George Weah, the committee that was set up by Mr. Conway, comprising of me and Ben Sandy, was set up by Councillor Charles Walker Bronsky.
The person can cost you, but if you were going to be insolvent, the person say you move, you know you move. All they did was to say you got to buy that great party. They were not great party, we all the prosper. Nothing. Why is it so important?
They said, no, I will not go to CDC. Then we all were surprised, but we didn't say anything. So then Bronsky said, well, you can do what you want to do, but my party is not going to partner.
I see the picture where you got. Said that we have picture on top of come and t-shirt. I told her, I said, no. All my five senators around the world send it to me. Someone is crying on the Senate. I tell them that the thing I want to do, now not endorsement, but they want to really hit me.
Always follow, like, and share Divine Television for more of these.
We're not rescuing ourselves, man. We rescue the children that are just getting everywhere. And the children we get to rescue.
No rescue mission for the other side. If you say you are part of rescue, please start talking all the plenty things. Start asking for the court lawmakers and the presidency. Start asking for all of the negative things. And do the positive things.
We're trying to rescue that mother who cooked 8 o'clock in the night for our children to eat because only 8 o'clock the next day she will have food. Those are the mothers and the children we come to rescue. These are the people we're trying to rescue. There's too many things to rescue to the extent that nothing here, so we got to rescue the country. So if you know what we can to rescue, please hear us. I will keep telling you small every program. So you don't know why we rescue in this country. We're trying to rescue the confusion to our camp making for 5 years to the extent that the country still staying behind.
Brother, interesting control. A good way. What a great way to say good morning and welcome to the Positive Show right here on your favorite dial, Love FM 105.1. Today happens to be the 29th day of April. April is gradually telling us goodbye. We experienced a little bit of shower this morning. Early this morning, we had showers. It seemed like it's still showering out there in other parts of the country. But it's great to be here after a couple of months. We've been doing what we could do to get things straightened up. The Positive Show is back, and now I'm here. My name is Rufus Divan Khan, and I'm here with you Tuesdays and Thursdays. It's going to be wonderful this morning. Specifically, we're not going to be into that bad politicking and all that kind of stuff, but we'll be speaking to the conscience of us as Liberians. Like I always say, when the minds are developed, the eyes will appreciate the works of the hands. So, in so doing, as a responsible media institution, it is our responsibility to provide adequate information, education, and as well as entertainment. So, let me get this brief out to do some adjustment and be right back so we get started on the positive shore. So, in today's edition of the Positive Show, we're going to be looking at something very important. But firstly, we're going to bring you the flight schedules from the Rabbits International Airport. That is so important for us to do. We have lots of our friends, family members, loved ones who are returning home. Some are on vacation and want to have the time with the family, and some of you are taking off to go for your vacation, but do not know how the flight schedule is like at the Rabbits International Airport. So this part of our broadcast on the program gives you an insight of how the flight schedules is like at the Rabbits International Airport. We also bring you the traffic update. We take it around to give you some insight of how the vehicular traffic movement is around Monrovia and its environs. We take up the time to point out those areas that you have the challenges. We also take up the time to give you detours if necessary, that you have the time to do so. And we spice it up with entertainment and provide you basic information from the national scene. In today's edition, the flip side, 9 o'clock, what we're going to be doing here, we'll be speaking to a group of journalists under the banner Men Against Rape and Domestic Violence. My colleague is actually going to be here with his team. That's Mark Montgomery. Mark is here running things as it relates to the Men Against Rape and Violence. So that group initially was established by our fallen journalist, the late Trojan Kazulu, alongside Mike Montgomery and others. So Mike and the team decided to keep the dream alive of our fallen brother, Trojan Kazulu. So the guys will be here on the flip side, 9 o'clock, to talk about the workings and those impact they are making in the society. Yes. So Men Against Rape and Domestic Violence team will be here, headed by Mark Montgomery. So let us firstly bring you the flight schedules from the Rabbits International Airport, where we will begin with arrivals of flight at the Rabbits International Airport. So we begin with Ethiopia Airlines flight ET932. We arrive at the Rabbits International Airport at 9:45 this morning from Conakry, Guinea. And lastly, for arrivals at the Rabbits International Airport is Askar Airlines flight KP20 departed. The flight arrived at the Rabbits International Airport at as early as 5:50 this morning from Accra, Ghana. So let's quickly take you to departures from the Rabbits International Airport. Air Cote d'Ivoire flight HF755 will depart the Rabbits International Airport. That flight has been cancelled. So we move on to the next flight. Ethiopia Airlines flight ET932 will depart the Rabos International Airport at 10:45 this morning for Freetown. Will depart the Rabos International Airport for Addis Ababa. And lastly, for departures from the Rabos International Airport, we have Brussels Airline flight SN1245 will depart the Rabos International Airport at 6:30 this evening for Freetown, Sierra Leone. So that does it for the flight schedules. There are the Rabots International Airport. Before we go to um, the traffic update, the vehicular traffic movement update at the various locations in Monrovia and its environs. Let's say thanks so kindly for joining us, Jackson C. Poning Jr. He says, "Good morning. I'm following you from Iron Factory Black Tech Team. Thank you so much for following. We appreciate your following. You are one of our ardent followers, Jackson Poning." So now the flight schedules is done. Now let's take you to the vehicular traffic movement in and around Monrovia. For those of you who normally troop to town to get things straightened up and run business, it will interest you to know that the traffic beta starts as early nowadays as 7:30. You start to experience the toughness along the Boulevard, the Tottenham Boulevard in particular. So for those of us who are in the Painesville area, we normally find it difficult getting vehicles to get us to town from the ELW Junction, from the Dupero Junction areas. So for some of our friends that are coming from way the Coca-Cola factory areas, now understand that you have access to other paths in as much you want to go around the Bourgeois Island area, specifically the St. Paul Bridge area. There's no need of you using the Somalia Drive, what we call the Japanese Freeway. All you need to do if you're around the Mount Barkley area, just get a bus or you get a taxi that going to use by way of Johnsonville. Johnsonville going to take you up for Batnesville. Batnesville going to lead you to Dixville. Dixville going to take you up to the Carwell area. Head on, you drive your way. You can, when you get to the bridge in the Carwell area, you can take by way of Looking Town, or you continue your journey as far as St. Paul Bridge area without you using the Somalia Drive or the Japanese Freeway. Now, for those of us who are around the Coca-Cola factory area and want to head to town, have at the back of your mind that the traffic gets so tense during these hours, 7:30 upward. So if you do not want to use the Mirella way, where you have congestion in the traffic, you can use by way of from the backup in end, drive to the Zizi community. Zizi community is going to take you up for the Duper Road area. The Duper Road area, when you get around the Benson Hospital, you have to make the decision of which way to use. If you get around the Benson Hospital, there's a road that leads straight up for the police academy, and you can use the police academy to get on the on the Second Boulevard Road, headed passing out of the congestion in the traffic to get to Boulevard Junction. Now, if you do not want to use that route, you can use the main single file driving through the LBS route headed to ELW Junction. If you do not want to use that route, you can use by way of the Weaver Avenue that will take you behind the LRA. You bus up from the LRA, you get to the ELW Junction head on. Now, let us understand the traffic builds up from the SD Cooper Junction. It takes you as far as Boulevard Junction. Boulevard Junction takes you as far as the 540 area. When you pass those areas from 7:30 at most 8 o'clock upward, you won't experience toughness in the traffic as soon as you pass that corridor. the 540 corridor. But most often, you will experience a little hitches along the way from the 540 area as far as passing Lone Star Cell, going as far as the Oro Junction, right around the fish market area. Those areas are traffic prone. Now, the police have come up with a strategy. Yes, these few days, for a month now, we have seen the police having a detour on the major Tottenham Boulevard. So when you drive your way through, you come around the JFK area there. Now you have a detour that will head into the community around the Sotemo area there, the avenue in Cinco. You can use any of the routes to get away as far as the Jalatan route. But if you want to use the main route, the Tottenham Boulevard, it's going to be difficult for you because there are blockage. The police have, when you pass the 20th Street area, they have a detour getting you to use the other route along the avenue. And for those of you coming from town, you use the route from the seaside of the avenue. So that's how the police have strategized. It also takes effect as far as around the 10th Street area. You cannot bust up on the avenue and come up on the main road from the 10th Street area. No. So they won't allow you to do that. So we say many thanks to the police, RG and his team, for job well done. You guys are doing extremely well. We must appreciate you. And in subsequent time, we will have the time to talk to the information person there at the Liberia National Police in person of Mr. Cecilia Glickley Clark, who's going to provide us some basic information from the police arm why they chose to go that route in terms of getting detours and other stuff to cool down the tension along the Tottenham Boulevard in terms of traffic congestion. Now, for those of you coming from the Rebels International Airport Highway, it is interesting to know that you need not to use the main ERW Junction area. No, all you can do when you get around the right to play field where you have the SKD Sports Complex, there's a road that is on your left. That route, you have two options. You use by way of the Peloton, that's going to take you on the Congo Town back road where you have this place is called the Marco Pakla Francis Road. It leads as far as behind the health ministry. You can easily use that route and pass by way of the D Calabash that will take you up for the corridor around the Spoon FM there. Head on, you on the main Tottenham Boulevard. If you do not want to use that route, you can also take by way of the SD Cooper Road, opposite the SKD Sports Complex. The SD Cooper Road going to lead you up for SD Cooper Junction. But mind you, you're going to have some hitches along the way when it comes to the traffic congestion in those areas because you try to avoid the congestion in the traffic. So all you need to do, use the detours, and the detours going to help you to get faster to your destination. So now let us understand and send this out as a caveat for our brothers who are riding the motorcycle. There is this mandate that you shouldn't plow the major routes. Most of you who are commercial motorcyclists, let us be Lord abiding. The countries that we praise around here, the Ghana, the Nigeria, and other countries that we always giving hands up to when it comes to law and order, these are measures that they put in place that got the country to be what it is. Let us be Lord abiding. We now see some of you daring the police. You are not allowed to use those routes. You are not wearing helmet. You are not wearing your safety gears, all that kind of stuff. All you do, you just jump on the road and you get to conflict things. And as far as some of you, because of your adamant position and decision, you get caught up in the process. where you are nabbed by the police and you are apprehended. So please avoid conflict with the rules and regulations that have been put in place to govern your movement. Stay away from the routes that you are not to fly. Do not allow politicians. Do not allow politicians. Do not. Ebony Doga, thank you so much for joining us from Norway. She said, you really understand the traffic in Liberia. You need to work in the traffic division. If I'm afforded the opportunity, I'm available. So let us understand this. Do not allow politicians to use you to cause a situation that will hamper the livelihood of you and others. Because if you think that you can be adamant to disobey the policy that have been put in place by the Liberian National Police, and you just get on the street, and when you are apprehended, then your guys come out to cause chaos, well, you be doing it not just to yourself, but you be doing it to other riders who have their families to feed. You see what is happening now? It was just from a situation that occurred on Johnson Street there that have caused what you are now experiencing. Some of you have come out, you're crying, oh, we register our bike and we do not have access to the main road. Why is it that? Because some of your friends were very adamant, they were rude in their interactions, they broke police boots and other stuff. That brought a strong measures that have been put in place to prevent you from using these major routes. We know that in Liberia, these things, when it first starts, we complain, oh, this, but Liberians are quick to be adjusted. We have adjusted ourselves to the situation. And what is happening, the mandate or the policy that have been put in place by the Liberian National Police is actually helping in so many ways. When our guys were applying, it's no disrespect, it's no means of humiliating you or bringing you down. When these guys were using the main routes, we came to understand that there were a lot of criminal activities ongoing. There were a lot of criminal activities ongoing where people were no longer safe to stand by the roadside. Their phones or their belongings were being jacked by these criminal backs. And I must say to our young friends, our friends who find a livelihood through riding bikes, it is on you. The urge is yours to make the decision to safeguard your space. I must say this without fear nor favor. It is on you to safeguard your space, because knowing that when anything that has to do with restriction, anything that has to do with restriction, when it comes to you guys' interaction, know that it boils down on all of you, not just a single person. It boils down on all of you. So you guys need to take cue and make sure that you root out the bad apples amongst you. Root out the bad apples amongst you. Because if you say there, you say, oh, the men, we can't do, you will feel the pinch of the actions that will be taken by these criminals. So the mandate and the policy being put in place by the Liberian National Police is very important, and it is helping to a larger extent. Though we feel the pinch, we want to go places as fast as we can, but the availability of the motorcycles are not in our space any longer like it used to, but it is good that our safety comes first. It is good that our safety comes first. That's why whenever I see such a thing going on, and politicians, they are very crafty. They use the slackest thing to make their breaks. Politicians will get in the minds of the vulnerable ones to cause chaos. And at the end of the day, these politicians sit in their corners, they wine and dine with even the people who are implementing the laws. And you be the victim of the circumstances. So I'm appealing to all of you motorcyclists, abide by the rules. Make sure to root out the bad ones from amongst you. It will help you to a larger extent. Come on. It's just few miles. They say, look, don't cross this path. Some of you say, oh man, a policeman, I will cross. That's why you see major areas, the police are there, like the Congo Town area, you have right before the Zone 3, you have a checkpoint there where the police guys are with the batons and all those stuff like that. And things are going on smooth. And we as Liberians, let us not be quick to run with false information. That's why we always give it up for our friends there at Local Voices and other fast checking institutions that continue to do fast checking on information that come into the public space. Yes, because we have misinformation and disinformation that have taken siege of the entire media landscape in this country. People use the media to cause a lot of problems. So these institutions that are coming to play to fast check information that have been provided in the public space, we say kudos to you and thank you so kindly. Just the other time, a situation occurred with a motorcyclist around the Congo Town area, right around the Satcom area. You have politicians running with vague information that it was the police that caused the guy to have the accident. Not lie. The police were never even in that space. The police car was even passing when that incident occurred, and it was the same police car that helped this guy to take him to the hospital. So information dissemination, that's why I always say to you, not everything you hear on the radio or you see on the internet, you must run with it. No, you must be able, if you do not have the means, you do not have the ability to fast check. That's why the people provide their numbers there for you so that you ask whatever questions, they go and do the fast check and bring the answers to you. So let us make use of these fast checking institutions so that we do not be misled, because the slackest thing can cost the entire country into a pandemonium. So at this point, for those of you in the Bushwa Island area, help is on the way. We know that thanks to the government for the job well done, though more needs to be done. We understand that the Popular Work Ministry and its partner are doing demolition exercise for the road construction, and the pavement is also ongoing. At least the tension that was experienced or that were experienced in time past, we have some little relief, some relief in the traffic congestion along the Bushwa Island corridor. Yeah, you have the road being paved, and the guys are doing extremely well. We say kudos to the government. Now, from the traffic end, later side, let me use this medium to call on the government of Liberia, headed by our dynamic president, His Excellency Joseph Yima Boaka Sr. To say good morning to you, Mr. President. It is important to know that amidst the challenges, there are prospects and gains so far. But what we want to bring to your attention here is to have your ears down to the floor. If they weren't, we want you to have your ears down to the floor. That means, I spoke figuratively, you must pay attention to details. Not all of your able lieutenants are working with the agenda. Some of them, they come to government with their own personal aggrandizement. And these are things that cause a serious break-in for leadership. Leadership of past, leadership of now, if care is not given to pay a listening ear to the things that matters to the people who have voted you Well, we do not want to see what they say one term. No, we want to see a leadership, a responsible leadership that will take the Liberian people to the higher heights. It's not about Liberia problem is not about leader, changing leader, changing leader. It's about our mindset. I said on Sunday on one of my programs that words are like seeds, they do grow. The power of the tongue. Liberians, we need to learn from this. You hear the Ghanaian will say Ghana is the best. Comparing Liberia to Ghana, when it comes to hardship, Ghana is more harder than Liberia. In Liberia, at least you can turn around, you ask somebody for nickel, down they'll give it to you, but not Ghana. You must work for it. The person want to know what you want to do with that money. But yeah, in Liberia, Mama, give me diamond, I give you that. Give me nickel, I give you nickel. Because I know I have some means of getting it as fast as I can, but not in Liberia, not in Ghana. But the Ghanaians have the mentality, and they speak in the open heavens. They speak to the welfare of their nation. Ghana is the best. Every little thing that is good, Ghana want to attract it to themselves. The Ghanaians want to attract it to themselves. Ghana is the best. Ghana is the best. They are not just saying it because they want to say it. They are prophesying. You know, life is both physical and spiritual. Whatever that comes to reality, it starts from the mind. That's what I always say to you. When the minds are developed, the eyes appreciates the works of the hands. So Liberians, we need to do away with this bad mentality of our nation. When anything that has to do with negativity, we say, oh, this too is Liberia. That Liberia for us. So that only Liberia negative things should happen. I say no. Like the story, the biblical story. Can any good come out of Nazareth? Who came there? The man who saved us. Who came from there? Jesus, Christ of Nazareth. So when somebody asks you the question, can any good come out of Liberia? I say yes. There are lots of good things that can come out of Liberia. We can do that collectively when we start to build our minds. That's what I want to say to you, Mr. President. Let us look into the educational sector. I called on you the last time and talked about educational reform. We need a reform in our educational sector. Dr. Jala, yes, I think we have some family link from my paternal side. I want to say to you, Mama, the earth is on you to make the difference. We know when women are at the helm of power, what they can do. I believe in your leadership, and I know that you can make this change that is needed for our educational sector. Please, Dr. Jadam, I call to you. Rethink and let us bring back the teaching of civics in our schools. Let us bring back the teaching of civics in our schools. That's why you see nowadays, for some of us who had the opportunity to study, we did civics in school from the elementary days. So we have that level of responsibility. We know as a responsible citizen what to do and what not to do. Take a look at what is happening around us today. When the national symbol, the flag of the Republic of Liberia is being hosted, people don't regard it, just walk around. Back in the days, there you go that route when the flag is being hosted. There you go that route. When the flag is being hosted at 6 anti-meridian, when that whistle is blown, moving objects are seized until that flag is being hosted. And at 6 post-meridian, when the flag is being brought down, movement are ceased until that flag is being brought down. But today, even people who should implement these laws and policies, they don't care. You see, officers' flag is being hosted, he's walking. Even when the national anthem is being sung at public gatherings, that's what I found on my fellow journalists. When you are at public gatherings and the national anthem is being sung, you remain static. You are no different from the people who are standing in attention for the singing of the national anthem. If you want to take your photos before the singing of the national anthem, position yourself in a way that you will not have to sway from here, there. Remain in that position until the national anthem has been sung. These are things, the little things that matters. We're not taking key note of them. We do not regard our national anthem. We do not regard our national symbols. It pains me a lot to see our sisters, when the social media is flooded with our sisters tying our national symbol on them in a nude fashion. These are all curses. Yeah, come on. That flag is not intended for that. So let us learn from these things. So when we have the teaching of civics in our schools, it will open the minds of our younger ones who are growing up to become responsible citizens. And at a senior level, we can have the teaching of the Constitution so that we know our constitutional rights. The teaching of civics, some of us, that's how we got to know the branches of government, how they operate, what kind of power they do have. But nowadays, ask a school-going kid from the 1st grade to the 6th grade now, even about the colors of the flag, how the flag came about, who were those, they don't know it. Vast majority of them don't know it. But we don't pay attention to these things. And we as media practitioners, is on us. That's why we are clothed with the responsibility to entertain, educate, and inform. So let us use our platforms wisely. Politics have blinding our eyes. You tune your radio, you hear politics all over the place, and we are leaving the things that matters. Politician only want you to get involved with what will benefit him. After he have used you and abused you, he doesn't have any time for you. So the things that matters, let us look in that direction as media practitioners, because we hold the public trust. We set the day's agenda. Today, somebody listening to this radio who tune in and hearing the things that we are saying, they make the decision from that point and how to carry on their day. So if I would take onto the radio and start to rain insults and start to give misinformation and disinformation, that's how the people are going to run with it. Because where you hear it from? I hear it from the radio. So let us use our space wisely, folks. It is important that we played a pivotal role. Let me read for you. For every time I mention these things, I always love to read for us our creed. The journalists, we got our own holy book. But how many of us do read this holy book? The creed of journalists states, and I quote, I believe in the profession of journalism. I believe that the public journal is a public trust. Underscore the word trust. That all connected with it are to the full measure of their responsibility. To the full measure of their responsibility. It is our responsibility to give you factual information. It is our responsibility to inform you and educate you on the things that you do not know. Trustees for the public, that acceptance of a lesser service than the public service is betrayal of this trust. Public service. You are a public servant. That's why we are called watchdogs of the society. We dig out the information. We are not judges. Bring out the information, do due diligence to the information by getting both sides that are involved, and leave the public to be the judge. It says, I believe that clear thinking and clear statement, accuracy and fairness are fundamental. Underscore the word fundamental to good journalism. And it went on to say, I believe that a journalist should write only what he holds in his heart to be truth. I believe that suppression of the news for any consideration other than the welfare of society is indefensible. Underscore the word welfare of the society. That means the masses, majority, the whole. So they went on to say, I believe that no one should write as a journalist what he would not say as a gentleman. That bribery by one's own pocketbook is as much to be avoided as bribery by the pocketbook of another. That individual responsibility may not be escaped by pleading another's instructions or another's dividend. So let me stop at this far so that you get there. A lot more we can say about this. Turning to some of our outlets around here. Some of us who grew admiration for this profession. Some of us grew admiration for this profession because of the people back then who were involved. The professionalism they brought to the table. The way in which they carry themselves. The way in which they propagate their message. Information, education they provided to us. That's how we grew admiration for this profession. And seeing ourselves today, the media is polarized by a lot of unethical behaviors. Yes, the media is polarized by a lot of unethical behaviors. You feel that because you have the urge to sit on a platform in the morning, in the evening, in the afternoon, or whatever time it is, you just lash at people. That is not your core to duty. We must be able to do due diligence to every information that we provide to the public. Journalism calls for being accurate, balanced, and you must come with clarity. That's good journalism. But in another word, we don't blame the people, even people who have gone to the school, the formal school, have acquired degrees. They of no difference from the people who have not gone to the formal school to acquire the degree for the profession. You know, most of us. Because what happened here is that you go to school to have the adequate knowledge to live in the confines or work in the confines of the profession based on the ethical standards that are laid for the profession. Oh, yes. But we do not. So, because people see the media as one of the vulnerable professions in our country, Liberia, you have lots of people trooping in when a young man or a young woman or somebody try the era that they could try and things not working for them, they take on microphone. We know a lot around here. They have turned out to be journalists by height. So yeah, okay, but I can open my own Facebook TV, and the social media has its own positive and negative side of everything now we are experiencing. Yes, it is true. The social media, some of you that are far are getting what we are saying here. It is true. The social media that you get down the information and all the kind of stuff. But how ethical and prepared is the information that is brought to you? These are things we don't care. We have blinded our minds to the extent because we have aligned ourselves to political ideologies. So, because I'm from the party now, and the other journalist, he in our favor, so that only he will listen to anything he say that true. This is where our country is at the moment. So we want to call on our leaders. We want to call on the people who we see as the arrowhead to this great profession. It is a noble profession. Journalism is a noble profession. When you go to places that ordinary people don't go, you are highly regarded because of your role you play in society. Let us stop abusing these opportunities. The profession comes with glamour. The profession comes with high level of respect. Let us maintain that respect that is given the profession for those of us that are practicing. We saw and we have seen and we still see people who were activists around here have now turned to be journalists. So now, do the comparative analysis here. A man who has gone or a woman who have gone to the extreme in the activism, and at the end of the day, it seemed not to be paying for him or her. So the easier way that they can get the attention of these people that they are calling on is to get to establish media outlets. That's one of the easier things to do in Liberia here. That's one of the easier things to open media outlet. So long I get my phone, my smartphone, I get my data, I go on Facebook, open my Facebook page. I be a journalist now. A journalist. But have you gone to advance yourself? To get to know how the profession works? No, people don't care. You know why people don't care? Because the people we have in authority, they have their dubious dealings. So at that point, when our Rufus have come across an information that has to do with this person negative dealing, and I want to come out with A, he calls me in the corner and say, "My man, me get you smarting, forget about that thing. That thing back. Everybody gotta eat too." And yeah, then I close my mouth on it. Oh yes. So, or I sit on the radio, or I sit on my platform and use inverters, forgetting to know that, come on, you have parents who are listening to the radio with their kids. They're driving to work. They're driving from work. They are seated at home. They're listening to the radio, thinking that they will have education provided them, only for that person who sits behind the microphone to be raining insults at some kind of leader because that leader is not working in line with him or his ideology. Come on. That is not the work of a journalist. The media landscape, the airways should be a place of sanity. We should have the airways free of void of negative vibes. How can we have the airways polluted with insults? So the children who listen to the radio and hear a person who pretends to be a professional journalist using words that are not meant for the airways, what that child will do, that child feels that anybody can use that word because the word is being used on the radio. Nothing is done to that person. So that means it's good. You as the parent, let us practicalize this. You in the house, every day using the F word. That child, that 1 year or 2 year or 3 years old child that is growing up, he or she sees it to be right because mama using the same word too. So that means it's correct. So I can use it. That's why you see most of the children, when they are with their peers, they use negative words because, not because they want to use it, because they heard the parents saying it and they feel that it is right. So that's why he or she is using it on their peers. We are in a virtual cycle now. Yeah. So if I will sit here and use inverters on the radio, my 3 years old son on the public space hear me using those bad words. He said, "Oh, but yeah, my pa can say so. Myself too, I'll say it too." So the children learn by seeing. The children learn by hearing. So parents, and some of those individuals who sit on radio and just use bad words, they are parents, though. So what good morals are you teaching your children? So there must be a regulatory body. If we can have all other professions being guarded by the ethical standards and principles, why not journalism, my people? That's why some of us, we feel ashamed at times to call ourselves or to be recognized as journalists in certain areas, because the morale, the prestige that comes with the profession is dying. It's dying down because of the unethical behaviors of some of the folks that have flooded the profession. I'm appealing to all of us, folks. We can do better than what we are doing now. No one say you should be a bootlegger or you should be a praise sinker. You can be ethical in your reportage. Professionalism is called for this profession. Ethical. We can be ethical. If I can do it, you too can do it. But again, when you are not going the radical way, they don't regard you. And that's what I always say to people. For me, if it costs for me to push my olele wherever it breaks down, I will push it. Then for me to get involved with things that at the end of the day will send a negative picture on my upbringing. Because if I sit on the platform, the first thing, but who is that person? Oh, I want Joseph Ghana's son. Oh, his mom used to be Esther Watkins, man. Yeah, that her son there. Hey, man, Esther ain't in there, boy. How you be using no kind of bad words in the public space like that? Right there, your family name is on a question. Your upbringing is on a question. So, friends, we want to use this time to caution us so that we get to know that we have a responsibility and we must handle it with care. Let's say good morning to you, Yaya Sekou Toure. Thank you so much for joining us from Carwell. Ebony Doga writes, tell me about Eto. Some people are just ignorant and refuse to get knowledge. She went on to say, exactly, some of them have evil agenda and will do everything to spoil his regime. That's why he needs to take action when it's needed. Okay, she's speaking to fight those information that we provided. Liberia National Police needs to stand their grounds on their policies when it comes to the motorcyclists in that country. She also went on to say, you are really good at your job. I like to acknowledge good things and compliment the person. Thank you so much, Ebony. I appreciate you for doing such. So with that being said, let's get our commercial commitment. When we come back, we will open the lines. And on the flip side, like I told you, 9 o'clock, we'll be talking to the folks from Men Against Rape and Domestic Violence, where we have our brother, Mark McGumpia, who is the arrowhead there. So let's get our commercial commitment. To be right back. Don't go away. This is The Positive Show, and my name is Rufus Divine Connor.
Yeah, I guess you need a little extra cash for those unexpected expenses. Introducing Momo Loan, your quick and easy solution to financial freedom. Momo Loan is your cash flow, extra cash when you need it, offering users quick financial support for things that truly matters. It's simple. First, you gotta register. Just dial *156*5# and select extra cash. And remember, with Momo Loan, we are not just giving you cash, we are empowering you with knowledge for a better financial future. Momo Loan is your cash flow, extra cash when you need it. Let's go. So don't wait. Get started today and take control of your finances with Momo Loan. Momo Loan, extra cash for the things that matter. Support! We first to win. Every win is yours. Own it. The Momo Community League is back, and this time it's about on the field and love in the stands. 16 communities will battle for a grand prize of 300,000 Liberian dollars, while the second place team will walk away with 200,000 Liberian dollars and third place 100,000 Liberian dollars. From Jacobstown to Logantown, Bannersville to Clear Street, Kingrave to Nukutown, Simple Bridge to West Point, Old Road to Congotown, Kingrave to Bangatown. Oh my Papeo, Macrala Borneo, oh my real junior, they lead it for y'all. Come and support your community, yeah? This is more than football. It's pride, it's passion, it's power. The People's League, Mama Community League is here. So come out, wear your jersey, bring the drums, cheer the loudest, and support your community. The Momo Community League is for the people. Powered by Lone Star Cell MTN and the Liberian Football Association.
Melonia, I can't be Melonia. Melonia, I can't be Melonia. I can't be.
Well, 1 year, you got food to eat and you say you want to pay Melonia. I'll pay you.
Oh, you know, yeah. Lusa Cell recharge and pump is back again. This time for la money season. Lusa Cell say they make it 10 new Melonia and are forced to be one.
10 Melonia? Can't explain it to me, cuckoo, man.
With Lone Star Recharge and Bombay, you can win 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, and for the grand prize, 10 people will win 1 million Liberian dollars each. All you need to do is to reach out whether you scratch cow or Momo and stand a chance to be one of the 10 million.
What? You sell my check, Richard, so I can be millionaire too?
Mama, you know, I like playing for some money. What do you mean? We're going to start singing. With the Recharge and Bombay campaign, everybody can win. Simply reach out with scratch card or just dial *156*2# with Momo and get points to help you win. Remember, the more you recharge, the better your chances to win.
*156*2#. Let me recharge and show you. Our first will be millionaire too.
Are you still wasting time? When you be wasting time, all people will be winning money. No time.
Millionaire, we can't be millionaire. Oh, millionaire, we can't be millionaire.
MTN.
You can also be advertised. Your business can also be advertised here on our platform. Our business office is open to doing business with you. We can do just that for you. You can also join us on our online radio, loveradioonline.com, that cut across the world. In as much you have internet connectivity, you can actually get us in real time. So this is the Positive Show. I'm here while you are there talking about important things that matters to the growth and development of our country. Let me speak to the conscience of us young people. As a young person, I'm in my early 40s now, and we have come a long way. We have experienced life for ourselves in so many ways. Like you always hear people say, life has its own way of throwing things at us, and that's for fight. The future is there for the prepared ones. How prepared are you? Do not allow the opportunity to meet you unprepared, but rather prepare yourself and await the opportunity, because there will be no time for that opportunity to wait for you while you prepare yourself. No. So it is on us as young people, for those of you who are still in your teens and stuff like that, it is a glorious opportunity for you to utilize every given means for you to acquire something that you can use, quote unquote, as a profession or so, to make living in a positive direction. Get yourself to learn something. There's no end to learning. Even where I am, I still want to get more, and I'm still learning. There's no end to learning. So don't allow pride to overcome you. Always be willing to learn. Give a listening ears. The person who will get you on the spot and provide you whatever you term as criticism. We know that in our dispensation, we have a lot of critics who are not really who they should be. or the criticism that comes at us may be for their personal aggrandizement, but take it in good faith and work on yourself. That's why I always say to people, I admire the people who criticize me. You know why? Because they always keep me on my heels to prepare myself and to right the wrongs that I find myself involved with. So I own up to all of the criticism, and then I work and make myself the better version of who I should be. But our dispensation, we hate people to tell us the truth. We hate people telling us or criticizing us. We get offended. It is on us as young people to prepare ourselves while we await the opportunity. Don't wait for the opportunity to come before you start preparing yourself. No. It's just like the biblical story. The lepers that went to meet the wise that went to meet the bridegroom. Some carry in their lives only a few and did not carry extra, while others carry few in a line with extra. So when the bridegroom tarried, they went out. They went out a few, and the ones who carried extra refilled. And at the moment, just in that time, when vast majority of them went out of few, the bridegroom came, and the bridegroom met those that were prepared. So do not be like the foolish who only carry what they had in the line. I say this to say, prepare yourself. Opportunity can come at any time. So let that opportunity meet you prepare. As a young man, it is not something that you should see as a way of living where you must get involved with violence. Every time the people want to carry on violence, then they call you. You go there, you cause the violence against something. That is not life. Forgetting to know that you are aging. The Bible says, work while it is day, when there cometh no man work. You know what that means? While you are in your youthful age, it's time that you prepare yourself for your older age. That's why you see some of you, you have a lot of older people on the streets begging. It brings to mind, and consciously you should look at things from both ways. Why is he at this state in his old age? Why is she at this state in her old age? It only signifies that majority of them you see on the street, they are there because of the way they carry their lives from the elder ages. They did not prepare themselves for the old age. So there's a saying that says, the way you plant the mud is how you're going to lie on it. So at your elder age, in your youthful age, the way you carry yourself is how you're going to end up in your old age. If you think that by doing battle cry behind people and putting them to permanence in society, and for every time they get to these permanent positions, they turn their back on you. If you think that is a way of life for you, continue. You'll always become a beggar. You'll always be in that setting of a beggar. While people who were there, you were there before, and they just came in the picture, they have excelled. That's why you see in our society today, there are a lot of hits. People feel offended when they see someone making progress. A young man who was in a community striving, spending all of his little meager resources to acquire knowledge. He spent all of the time he saw go to the nightclub to be socializing. He took out the time to read his book. He took out the time to study his lesson. Now that it is paying off for him, then you feel so jaded. You feel so envious of him or her. There are 24 hours in a day, and that 24 hours, the good, the bad, the evil, and the ugly, all of us, we have the opportunity. That's one thing that is not taken away from us. All of us have the same opportunity. to benefit from that 24 hours. But it is left with you as an individual to utilize the 24 hours. Now we have the 24 hours afforded us. Some of you have your plans. You say, between this time to this time, I will do this. Between this time to this time, I will do this. Some of you, you are blank, like a plain sheet. You don't even have a plan. So because of your vulnerability, that person gonna use your time to accomplish their plans they have for the day. Always strive to be a voice and not an echo. Strive to be a voice and not an echo. Meaning, you must strive to do things to make yourself important in society. Get something that you can do. If it is you as a female, if it costs for you to go to red light in the morning, buy the bundle of plantain, come to the house, get the alcohol oil, and fry that plantain, make it so sumptuous and all the kind of stuff like that. You have, most of you in chat rooms, you have social chat rooms that you are in. You have friends. Look, my man, purchase your sister plantain. You send your plantain $100. You send it $50. My man, purchase the plantain here. Then your sister put food on your sister table. Like that, before you come to realize you have sold even 2 to 3 bundles a week. That money, you can use it to empower yourself. That money can be used to get you to a better position. That's why we see most of our young friends that are going to the vocational schools now, we appreciate their efforts because, I'm so proud of some of my friends. I'm not going to call their name. We find ourselves in a social group. And one point in time, I sat one of the female down and I talked to her. I said, look, does it worth you every evening going to the nightclub, spending money, or people spending money on you to drink liquor, and at the end of the day, in the morning, you are looking for something to eat? It doesn't worth your time. They have this vocational school. Go to them, to one of those vocational schools, acquire knowledge to make yourself important in the society. And blessing it, the female, she went, just the few days she graduated. I think it was on Thursday. And after that, she went for the first cycle. She obtained some basic skills. She went for the second one. She just graduated. They're going on Thursday from the Cross Embassy Vocational Training School there. You see? So she has served as an ambassador to other females that were in that same line with her, where you just dress up fine, you wear short clothes, you go sit down to the club. She have put her brain in a very moving state, and now her hands is put to work. She able to make her own money. The time she take to go sit down to the club, that time she used to take, she don't even look in that direction. She didn't even work for time. She can go to enjoy herself at her leisure time. So that is said to encourage you, my brother. You listening to me, my sister. You listen to me. That beauty will fade. Today you are young. I need to socialize. Yeah, you can be socializing, but at the same time, be a beauty will bring. That body will fade. If you depend on your body, it's all. And never see me again. My woman can Allah again. The other way. Right now, a potential man wants a potential woman. A woman who will develop his $1 to $2. A woman who will be a helpmeet to him, like the Bible says. The woman is the helpmeet to the man. So if you think that you'll be a liability because of your beauty, there are a lot of beauties out there. That man can get ready. He go for a potential beauty that will turn a nickel into dime. Why you there? Oh, I don't know, suffer with you. And then, come on, don't be a liability. Be an asset. All right? So let's open the lines for some of you who are listening and viewing. Leave your comments. Let's open the lines few minutes while we go through our talking. And like I told you, on the flip side, 9 o'clock, my good friends, professional colleagues from Men Against Rape and Domestic Violence, headed by the young, this young gentleman, but we thought Sato. Mark Magofia, he's here alongside Evelyn. I'm so proud of Evelyn. But every time I see her little work, Evelyn is one of those female journalists that have inspired me a lot to get more young females into the profession. She's a very professional woman. Evelyn is also here with Mark, and they both will be telling us what but they need to change the nomenclature, yo. In as much as not our female to it, you need to change it. Yeah. Men Against Rape and Domestic Violence. You have a female there. So we need to see how best we can tweak it a little bit. A dream of a vision of a fallen brother, Trojan Kazulu. May peace be to his ashes. Mark Magofia is here alongside Evelyn. Both of them will be telling us more about their work they are involved with. The last time the men were in Magibi. So you're going to be telling us more about their interaction there. But they are working. Yeah, great improvement have been made. So 0887-105-105, our numbers to call this morning. You are listening to the broadcast and want to weigh in. What are some of the things that you want to stress? The lines are open. You want us to know what is happening in your community. You want us to know from the national scene, what are those things that are trending issues that have caught your attention. We can speak about them. The lines are open. 0887-105-105, 0778-665-073. You can also follow us on Love TV Live on Facebook. We are live on Facebook, Love TV Live on Facebook, and get all of the happiness. You leave your comments there. All right. So like we are saying, while we are with God, these are things that we need to do. And I lay emphasis on us as journalists. We set the day's agenda of the people. Whatever information we put out there, be it from our radio, our television, our newspaper, our blog, our vlog, every little piece of information that you can disseminate, it makes a person day. So if you sit down there, you provide vague information to people, at the end of the day, they plunge this country into chaos. Who told you say when problem come that only the people that you talk about they will run to? You yourself you'll be involved. So for some of our professional colleagues, let us use our platforms wisely. Let you see the young man and the young lady. They are in a space of communication, so they are utilizing it wisely. There are things that are happening in our country. We see young children, minors are being raped, women are being brutalized. Violence is the order of the day. So they say, oh, as communicators, I think we need to do this. We need to speak against this. We have followers. For us being involved with this thing to caution people, it will send a signal in the wave that it is not good for a man to get involved with violence. It's not good for a man to rape. It's not good for, you see how it look like? I'm sitting here just by using this platform to caution you. What we have stated, it is a great opportunity for some people to have a change in their mindset. You are man. Tell me, since you voted 2020, for some of you, the 2005 election, you were there as chair on mobilization and recruitment. You put young people together to do battle cry, chant slogans. What have you gotten from that? Year in, year out. What's the benefit? What can you show? What's your achievement? You're a part of brigade. Oh, I'm a militant. Everybody are militant now. That's what I found on our young brothers. It's not an affront to you. Our young brothers at the university level. They call themselves militant. Yeah, fine, good, militant. But have you come to realize their militancy should be directed in a positive direction? Your militancy is not for arrogance. Your militancy is not for you to be brutal. The things that matters to your growth and development of the country and the people of your setting should be a paramount objective for your militancy. And not for you to be violent. No. That's not the call for militancy. Then why are you going to school now? What's the difference between you and the people who have not even stepped to school no more? What example are you showing the people who have not gone to school and you who at the level of a university? What a difference you're showing there? What level of encouragement that you're showing that me, I'm not going to school yet. So because I see my friend, the way he's doing things, the way he's improving, I think myself I need to go to school to be like him. Can someone crave to be like you in a very positive direction? Let us ask ourselves as militants now. Let us ask ourselves. Everything, that could be that the militant for another player, that the militant for another. Come on. You are aging. You won't have that strength any longer. There will come a time. And you'll be saying that there are some old people there. When Lanko. What can you show now? Oh, when we're at the University of Liberia, when we get on the street, we put each other, we join them too. That's what you'll be telling your children. That's what you'll be telling the generation that will look up to you as an elderly person in the community. All that is in your head is violent. There are procedures that you can use to amicably solve problems. But nowadays, with that feedback, going in the street, demonstrating is the way. Come on. Not because more people are doing it makes it right. Not because more people are doing it makes it right. That's the belief in our country, especially Liberia here. Because see plenty of people doing it, so that makes it right. No. It's not the multitude that makes things right. We should consciously look around us. And some of you, people call you mentors. You have mentees. So what level of mentorship are you providing to that person? Have to be violent? Say my piggy, when they try you, let you the radical go in the street, we churn rap, we bust car windshield. They will get to know, come on, there are so many channels you can use as an educator, as an educated person to solve problems. We know our leaders are adamant. But these are the same people. After 6 years, you will go back again on the line. When they come to him, you know that they say they're coming in the 5th year or the 4th year, they can be inducing you with little cash. The thing say you get something that you go put in there for the next 6 years or the next 9 years. When you put in there again, then they turn it back on you. That's what I was saying on the last time on our business program. What are the programs from the government angle? What are the programs for the young people? Are these programs in full swing? Are we prioritizing the young people growth? That's why we see foreigners coming to our country. They call themselves experts. When an institution comes to invest in the country, they bring up people from outside because we do not have the professionals to work in that space. And let me encourage you, my fellow young people. The world is evolving. Get involved in the agriculture sector. Get involved with the energy sector. These two areas are major areas of concentration that the world is headed to. Agriculture and energy. Everyone go in the bank. The bank flooded now. How many people carry money in the bank? Go to the soil. There are a lot of prospects in the soil. Get involved with the energy sector. 0887-105-105-0778-665-073 without causing people yet. So that's it, my friend. I just thought it wise to enlighten your mind this morning. It's not your usual, hey, I come from back. No. Consciously, we speak to your mind. We want you to see yourself and be guilty of the things that you now doing that is not right, so that you make a change. I always have the mindset that when a Liberian succeeds, all of us have succeeded. How can the young people be trusted when we are not putting out that trustworthiness? We are given little things. We mind the pledge. We squandered the opportunity that people will give us. They give you $50. Say, oh, do they want? You take 25. Then you be shorting. How can you implement the work that you have been given that costs for $50? And when you finish eating 25, there's no trust. Your integrity matters. This is the Positive Show right here on Love FM 105.1. Let's get our commercial commitment to be right back. When we are back, subsequently we'll be talking to our friends from Men Against Rape and Domestic Violence right here on the Positive Show. The lion in the town. It's a dawn of a new day in broadcasting, and I have got news for you, radio and television stations owners and managers. Expert Communications Consulting is here to solve your equipment, installation, and purchasing needs. At Expert Communication Consultant, we are the premier source for professional radio and television installation. Contact us today for the following services. We build, install, and do servicing on towers from start to finish. We do a full installation of radio and television equipment. We soundproof and brand radio and television studios of all kinds. We do repairs on radio and television equipment. We do order radio and television equipment as well as spare parts from Italy. The biggest news is we have state-of-the-art solar broadcasting system that uses solar power. So, look no further for your communication perfection. Expert Communication Consultant, your premier source for professional radio and television installation. We are located on 10th Street in Cinco, Monrovia, right in the technology building. We can be contacted on 231-886-462632 or 231-770-462632 or email us at owusup33@yahoo.com. Expert Communication Consultant, your premier source for professional radio and television installation.
People, since I brought my goods in the country, I find it very difficult to make sales.
But what you're just talking about yourself, you sure you're ready to take your business to new heights?
Yes, my brother. And how can I make this work?
Look no further. Love FM 105.1 and Love TV Live, your partner in success, is here to support the business community.
Tell me something.
Oh yes, reach thousands of potential customers with our dynamic advertising solution.
Is there more I need to know?
From captivating jingles to attention-grabbing spots, our team will make your brand shine.
Wow.
Unlock new opportunities, boost sales, and expand your reach with Love FM 105.1. Join us now and be part of the success story. Love FM 105.1 and Love TV Live. With us, your business matters. Terms and conditions apply. For advertising inquiries, contact us today. Love FM 105.1 and Love TV Live on the following numbers: 0887 106 105, 0776 556679, or 0770 378 566.
Thanks, Stephen. I'm going there right now, yeah?
Before the sunrise.
Your car renter is bigger and better with affordable rides for you. Anywhere in Monrovia is $5 or its equivalent for a ride. You can order a ride anywhere within Cinco and Central Monrovia and pay just $5 or its equivalent in Liberian dollar. Airport drop-off is $30 or its equivalent in Liberian dollar. And Painesville is just $15. Book your ride by calling 0888 111 222. Once again, book your ride by calling 0888 111 222. You car renters, your affordable ride. Just for Are you looking for that perfect live band to make your event unforgettable? Look no further than Shatter Live Band Service. With our exceptional music talent and cultivating performances, Shatter Live Band will bring the magic to your special occasion. Shatter Live Band, the heartbeat of your event, bringing joy and rhythm, making memories heaven sent. From wedding to parties, they will set the stage on fire. Shatter Live Band, your ultimate desire. Whether it's a wedding, corporate event, or private party, Shatter Live Band Service is the answer. Our diverse repertoire and energetic performances will keep your guests dancing all night long. Don't settle for ordinary when you have the extraordinary with Shatter Live Band Service. Contact Shatter Live Band Service today on 0881 248401 and let the music speak for itself. With Shatter Live Band Service, where every note tells a story.
If you want extra small money for the things that you're not expecting, let me tell you about Momo Loan. Live fast and easy way to be free with money problem. Momo Loan, the new way of taking care of things when you not get money. The first thing you got to do is to register *156*5# and you will select extra cash. Hey man, that one, that easy credit there. Momo Loan, they're not just giving you money, they are making you strong financially. Momo Loan, that your fallback position, that you're dependable. Go get it. Don't wait, go register today and control your money power with Momo Loan. Momo Loan, extra money for the things that are important to you. Hey dear, I guess you need a little extra cash for those unexpected expenses. Introducing Momo Loan, your quick and easy solution to financial freedom. Momo Loan is your cash flow, extra cash when you need it, offering users quick financial support for things that truly matters. It's simple. First, you gotta register. Just dial *156*5# and select extra cash. And remember, with Momo Loan, we are not just giving you cash, we are empowering you with knowledge for a better financial future. Momo Loan is your cash flow, extra cash when you need it. Let's go. So don't wait. Get started today and take control of your finances with Momo Loan. Momo Loan, escrow cash for the things that matter. Support! We fought the win. Every win is yours. Own it. The Momo Community League is back, and this time it's about on the field and love in the stands. 16 communities will battle for a grand prize of 300,000 Liberian dollars, while the second place team will walk away with 200,000 Liberian dollars and third place 100,000 Liberian dollars. From Jacobstown to Logantown, Bannersville to Clear Street, Kingrave to Nukutown, Simple Bridge to West Point, Old Road to Congotown, Kingrave to Benga Oh my Pape my brother Borneo, oh my real junior, they lead it for y'all. Come and support your community, yeah? This is more than football. It's pride, it's passion, it's power. The People's League, Momo Community League is here. So come out, wear your jersey, bring the drums, cheer the loudest, and support your community. The Momo Community League is for the people. Powered by Lone Star South MTN and the Liberian Football Association.
The lion in the town,
It's a dawning of a new day in broadcasting, and I have got news for you, radio and television stations owners and managers. Expert Communications Consultant is here to solve your equipment installation and purchasing needs. At Expert Communication Consultant, we are the premier source for professional radio and television installation. Contact us today for the following services. We build, install, and do servicing on towers from start to finish. We do a full installation of radio and television equipment. We soundproof and brand radio and television studios of all kinds. We do repairs on radio and television equipment. We do order radio and television equipment as well as spare parts from Italy. The biggest news is we have state-of-the-art solar broadcasting system that uses solar power. So look no further for your communication perfection. Expert Communication Consultant, your premier source for professional radio and television installation. We are located on 10th Street in Cinco, Monrovia, right in the technology building. We can be contacted on 231-886-462632 or 231-770-462632 or email us at owusup33@yahoo.com. Expert Communication Consultant, your premier source for professional radio and television installation.
Chairman people, since I brought my goods in the country, I am finding it very difficult to make sales.
But what page you're talking about, sir? You sure you're ready to take your business to new heights?
Yes, my brother.
Well, this business is all time bound, so we need to get involved with the discussion. For today, like I told you, I have in the studio two distinct individuals. They are from the media. Evelyn Siwe is here alongside Mark and Magonfia. He's from Mavi, and Evelyn is from where? Both of them will be telling us the reasons why they thought it wise to go the route they are engaged with. We say this is an opportunity for all of us, in as much in our respective areas and profession, we can make a mark that people can remember us when we are not even around. So both of them are here with me this morning to share breakfast with you. So basically, I love to say, ladies before gentlemen. Emily, how you doing?
Good morning, and thanks for having me this morning. Good morning to the people of Liberia. Good morning to the management of Love FM. It's been ages I haven't been here.
I know. Marco.
Rufus, what's up?
I'm pretty good, my brother.
So let me say officially good morning to Liberians. Let me say thanks to Love FM for this invitation. This is my debut appearance here at Love FM. So I'm very, very grateful to the management for this invitation. Thanks a lot.
Yes, we are here. We are here to talk about the things that matters. You care to enlighten us, Hans Mavi?
Yes, Men Against Rape and Domestic Violence is doing well, pretty well. We recently had an engagement in Maigibi County, which we will talk about more. We are partnering with our sister Evelyn Kwadesibi, and that partnership is really, really yielding the kind of fruits that we ought for. So you ask how is Mavi? I can squarely tell you that Mavi is doing great, and we are living the dream of our late friend Chojan Kiazulu, who organized this organization when he was alive. So since he's dead and gone, we cannot allow the dream to die. And more so, beside allowing the dream to die, there is an initiative that is really welcoming, and I think Liberians should take this and run with it, because rape and domestic violence in our society is something that is eating the society. And if we don't do the needful, it will become problem. Before moving over to my sister for how she's doing with her organization, let me just take this time to applaud the people of Namibia. The president just sacked our agriculture minister who was accused of rape some years back. He raped a 16-year-old minor, and the girl is around 21, 20 something there, and she's pressed charges against him, and the case went to court. He was not able to secure a bond, and he's in prison. He's been sacked. There's a bold step that is taken by the female president of Namibia, and I think this can be done in our country. Once someone does the wrong thing, the action should be taken against them.
Evelyn, how's your own institution?
Just a Girl is doing well. We do a lot at the institution. The advocacy aspect is just one of our many program areas. We currently have the Economic Empowerment Program, Cycle 6, and we'll be graduating students next month, May. We'll be giving their clearance beginning today. The staff, my volunteers, our he for she ambassadors, our young men who have decided to join the effort to help us spread the word about rape and domestic violence, who believe in the protection of girls and women, knowing that they too have mothers and sisters and nieces. They're all doing well. Yeah.
Okay. So, Marco, what was the activity there in Maigibi and other activities you've covered so far?
Okay, so earlier this year, Mrs. Evelyn Kwadesibi and I we met as executive directors. We thought it was to merge our ideas in fighting rape and domestic violence, and that agreement we signed a memorandum of understanding. So the memorandum of understanding was signed some part of February, if I'm not mistaken, the 28th of February, and from that day we've been working together.
Okay.
And as part of things that we intend to do this year, we already did the launching. It was launched on March 15th of this year, and is a football tournament, because you see, football bring people together.
Okay.
Even if people are not speaking and they are supporting the same teams, at times they forget that they are not speaking and they will argue their football. Then later on they will catch themselves and say, "Oh, the people are not speaking."
We saw that in the country meet.
So we decided to use football to spread anti-rape and domestic violence messages. So after the launch in Duporo on March 15, we mobilized again. We went to Maigibi, and this time we went to students, because the one that happened in Duporo, we have community teams. We invited teams from various communities that play. But this time around, we organized it in such that we invited community teams and we invited students, because students are still going through the mind of processing the period of processing their minds. So going to them is intended that since they are going through the form of transformation, transforming their mind, we should teach them that rape and domestic violence in our society is not good. So we took the message to them. We paraded the principal streets of Douazon, and she knows the city limit. She's going to tell us where we marched from and where we went to. But we went to the government school where we had open air program and people from diverse backgrounds spoke. We had a community deputy chairperson from Soul Clinic who came from as far as Soul Clinic, joined us in the campaign. You were even there holding banner. He paraded with us. We have marketing association leader who paraded with us. We have student leadership, people from the community, because we see it as everyone's business. And the theme we had for our anti-rape and domestic violence campaign is enough is enough. If you tune on radio today, a rape and domestic violence issue has been discussed, you'll hear that a 40-year-old man has raped a minor, a 2-year-old child, a 3-year-old child. So sometimes the question that comes to mind is, what is enticing about children? Because most people, they argue that the way the women dress, the way they carry themselves, that's why men rape them. So our counter argument has been, since in fact you're talking about women and women dressing the way they dress, then what's about the boy child, a baby boy, a baby girl who still wearing pamper? What's about them that will entice you to rape them? So that's why we carry the message to the children, so that their mind develops with the right information. I always say this, and people who listen to me always will say it's a recitation by me. I always say that the mind of a child is tabula rasa, is empty sheet. Anything you write on that empty space, it what stays on it. If you went to a community and you listen to children playing, and you listen to small children saying, I'm the pastor, today I will be preaching. And in another community here, the other child saying, today I will beat you, I will break your foot, I will do this one. It tells you that that child is experiencing violence in that community. In the area child I talk about, their parents take them to church, that what they listen to often. So children learn from what they see us parents doing. So by the way, Rufus, I'm a father of girls. So that's why always you see my post, the girls' daddy. I want to see a society where my girls will grow in peace and the girls of other people will grow in peace. The children, everybody will grow in peace without being molested and being raped. That's why you see we are into this advocacy.
Evelyn, you're also a part of that process. What was your own experience you had doing the gathering of those folks, and what you intend, or what lesson you've learned from that? For every interaction, there's a lesson learned. So in that line, what?
I learned a lot, and I also got to hear a lot too from people, which also gave me an assessment of what people think and the minds of people when it comes to the issue of rape and domestic violence. So along the way, as we were parading with the placards, the banners, and everything, you will hear people on the sidewalk saying, "But men too can be raped." Of course, we were preaching the truth that men can be raped because our rape law says anyone that you have sex with that's under the age of 18 is considered rape. So if you as that woman, you admire this young boy, and he's not yet 18, you're having sex with him, you are raping. So that whole, argument, I was able to put some to, clear understanding with them and say, oh, really? Yeah. Because some of them were just saying it like trying to provoke us. But then later we had to provide them education. Because that point is that, how can you penetrate a man? I said, it's not just one definition of rape. Our rape law provides 3 definitions. Penetration, underage, and gay. So you forcibly sleep with a person is rape. So you sleep with a person that's not, has not reached the age of 18, which is considered statutory rape. So we provided that education. That was one of my takeaways. People were saying things that, they think they should be, but they really did not have enough education. We provided that. During the event, I could also see, if you see my Facebook Live, there was one video I captured, but there's a lot of music with the rape song playing under. You see our two young he for she's standing, engaging a young man in a blue shirt. He came so annoyed and angry. I'm like, the whole thing, rape, what them, rape. Why would they make him be raped? I mean, that was just one incident. So I could see them from afar engaging very passionately, and they were like into the face of this man, two young men talking to another man, helping him to understand that rape is a situation that is affecting mostly women. Women are the most victim. So they brought him and then they used real life experience. And then later on, I could see that young man in the blue shirt they were talking to, nodding his head like this. So from afar, I shot the video and then I went like, guys, what was going on? And they told me, oh, this guy came, he was so annoyed, he was there. And then afterwards, we made him to understand. And later on, I saw them bossing. So that awareness, that's just one man. But you know the impact? He's taking it out. So for me, I find it very rewarding, especially to the point where we have school administrators, we have marketer association represented, we have students from the communities, from different schools, because the tournament did not just bring the people from the schools that we invited, but from different communities. And we had the PA system. So we were not just playing the regular, Liberian music where they're describing women. I told the DJ first before we went to the field, we have hired you to use the PA system, not to entertain people, but to create awareness. So what you do for me, one of the things we give you to play is where you should play. Play all the jingles, all the rape music and messages, because the purpose of this event is rape awareness. And a lot of people left from that field, and even as far as the music were going, as we're coming by, thank you, yeah, maybe we want to say something to do. That's a lot that I took away, just to answer that question.
Wow. So it's interesting, very, very much interesting. It brings me to the point to actually know, not to be boring with the same old question coming in. Education plays a pivotal role in your work.
Sure.
So now, how can you describe one of the effective strategy you've used to curb this act of sexual violence and rape?
So the strategies are many, but you asked for one, but I'll give you more than one. You see, rape and domestic violence, they are everyone's business. We intend, and we have been doing, sustain radio appearances. We are here today. I'm not expecting too many calls. Just let me just let you know. I'm not expecting, right? Yes, I'm not expecting too many calls.
Not political
But
discussion.
I know that people are listening. Radio reach as far as many. So using radio appearances to educate people about rape and domestic violence. The social media pages, most of the time when you see me on, you'll see me posting something about rape and domestic violence, messages from our campaign activities. Social media is one of the tools used in Liberia. If you use it effectively, you're going to get results. So using all social media platforms, the available ones, we're using Twitter. It's X now, right?
X.
We're using X. We're using LinkedIn. We're using Facebook to send our messages. So we are not just using community engagements. Community engagement is just one of it. We visit Hatai centers. We visit intellectual centers. Intellectual centers, there where you hear the AOCs and all the big vocabularies. But when we get there, we reduce our tune to send out a message. At Prime FM, we have 1 hour program every Monday, 1 hour. Guess what? We do that program in simple Liberian English. And the intent is for everybody to understand. Even if you are educated, you can understand the simple Liberian English. If you are not educated, you can also understand the simple Liberian English. So that's the strategies we are using to send out these messages. Sometimes we just coin just short message and then place it on our social media page. People will read them. People will follow. The education is going wide and far. I was in my room and then I listened to one old lady just next door. I heard her saying that, don't call my daughter your Jew. Don't call my daughter your Jew. I seen them all talking on radio. Then I said to myself, yes.
The message is resonating.
The message is resonating. Because I was on ABC one time and then I told people to discourage any man from calling their baby daughters their Jew. What it does is that it creates in a child's mind that, yes, I have a Jew. That child is innocent. Afterwards, you start giving them recess. From recess, you start sending them to bar cold water, inviting them in a room. Innocent child will not know that that stupid, sorry for the expression, foolish uncle has a motive. She enters in his room and then something different happens. So I've always discouraged people from calling my children their Jew. I have girls. I don't countenance that. I always tell them, don't call my children your Jew. They are not your Jew. Either call them your nieces or your sisters. Don't call them your Jew. So the message is resonating. So when I already alluded to that particular message, I said, yes, we're making some impact. The impact will not be written in bold letters for you to see them. It will not be cast in stones, but it's in the minds of people. People are taking the message, carrying it, and running with it.
This is a daunting task, and looking at our society where we are, more education is needed, was especially what you guys are doing. But also the work you are doing, it is cost intensive. What are some of the resources available to you to carry on these kinds of awarenesses?
Let me just answer briefly, then we will move to my sister. So normally what we do, we write people. We write people of goodwill to help. But Rufus, let me not lie to you. It has been difficult getting people to help us. So we'll tax each other. To tell you that we are passionate about what we are doing, we'll tax each other with our meager resources to achieve what we want to achieve. We say, okay, Malvi, you'll provide this. Just a girl, you'll provide this. Then among our groups, we just do the taxation and people pay. That's how we've been doing. And we reach out to friends. Like the last time you and I met somewhere. I told you, Rufus, I don't need plenty money from you. If you can just send just $1,000, it will make a great impact.
That's a lot of water.
Yes, it will buy water. So we reach out to friends. You know, we've written big, quote unquote, government officials. They have not shown one interest in this thing that we are doing. They are not showing one interest. One of them made our sister to go sit in the fence for hours.
From 4 to 7.
At the end of the day, he said he sent security that he's sleeping so that they should leave. That was very annoying. But again, we are not surprised. Because people want to see, people want to see a gathering where they can yield result. The result I'm talking about, votes wise.
Then they turn their back on the district.
But at the end of the day, they turn their back. But this campaign is intended to save lives. Our campaign, we are not waiting to see someone being raped before coming out to condemn.
Well, we say we're going to hold placard.
To go hold placard. We don't want it that way. We want to pre-bunk. We don't want to debunk. That's a key word there. Pre-bunk and debunk. Pre-bunk is that to stop it from happening. We don't want to say that when it happens, we'll say, hey man, they think that happening a bar, we need to stop it. No. And just quickly about how Mavi came about. It was in 2020, if you can remember, there was a mass protest in Morovia. At the time, that rape cases were at the increase. So Liberians gathered in their number right in front of the Foreign Affairs Ministry over there. They protested. Then afterwards, the Liberian president then, George Weah, declared rape as a national emergency, calling on everybody to form part of this fight. So the Lord Georgian Kazulu came up to me and said, "Man, Mark, you get plenty girls. I need you to join on this board and see how we can respond to the president's message. Aside from being journalists, what we can do as men to help in this fight against rape and domestic violence." So that's how we coined the name Men Against Rape and Domestic Violence. And since that time, we've been moving with this organization, taxing each other with our meager resources, implementing projects of our own.
Evelyn, from your own angle, this thing is cost intensive. I know why it takes. Was especially wherein you need publication, you need airtime, and all those stuff like that. Where is, from your angle, where is the meager resources coming from?
Like Mark mentioned, we do it ourselves. We have a few friends who contribute $20, $30, 1,000 Liberty, and being honest, to use it for the intended purpose, we've been able to do what we do. To say we have money from one NGO or one donor, we don't. The only, I think, little more step up support we got from Action Aid Liberia. We want to be grateful. They didn't give us physical cash. So what they did was to provide us the binder, the t-shirts, and the megaphone. So we presented to them the wordings, the design, and everything, and they just didn't turn it over to us. We are grateful. We were almost close to, I think, $300 worth in terms of the t-shirt, the printing, and everything. So they worked with that vendor to provide us the t-shirt. I think that was the biggest support we've ever received. It wasn't in cash. Some of the support or money or materials we needed came from my business. You know, Mark was telling me, he said, "Ike, Mark, why you call down that you take it?" I said, "My man, that's because we're in it together." So we go extra mile. We go extra mile. I run a small business called Lorena Enterprise, named after my daughter, into provision rights or other kind of things. So when we need to do food for the team or the participants, more than 200, I took it from there with the hope that in the future we'll get money and I'll put it back. If I don't, I do my media work, I put it back. I put the money back. So I told my business manager, please mark it against me. Say, so day, Mississippi today is for Just a Girl Initiative. When I do some of my freelancing work, I will pay you back. And I always do that to clear my records because I'm doing business. We don't mix it with other things. But just to say the extent to which we are into this, we know that, again, like he said, the politicians, the people who say they're there to make the laws, to do good things. We saw around during the election time when they were distributing $20 some places. So a group of people will go and come from there with $500 US. Some of them with $100 US. They say, "Oh, this person," because they wanted votes. You know, he was mentioning putting that person on spot. I actually went there twice. I went there twice. The person, "Oh, okay, I got your letter, I read the letter. Okay, so come back at 4. I'm already informed you and told you this is a national campaign. We're leading an effort for the good of Liberia, and you are in charge, at the legislature from this county where we are doing this activity. Come back 4. I said, "Okay, no problem." In that way, we can say, they said, "Because you get your answer." Because of this thing we're doing for the good of our country, people's children are dying of rape, men are being killed, women are being killed. We follow cases of a woman or women who, do things and stab and kill and the men die. So violence affects everybody. It's not just women. You and I have followed reports of a young woman who killed her boyfriend. Okay, vice versa. Men kill their girlfriends. So violence affects everybody. So we're not just talking for only women as women, but we know on average 90% of the victims are women and girls. Of course, that's the reason why you see we put the emphasis the way we do. But men are being violated. Women are being violated. Boys are being sodomized. So back to that story I went back for. Preparing, for the day was the eve to the program. We got running around. We got banners to print, not banner, but program sheet and all the other stuff. And then I have my young miss finishing touches. And I tell her, even preparing food, I left my young miss. I'm like, sweetie, end the food for me. Go to her, she's 14, but she's cooking now. She ended it, and I ran there for. I sat there. I said, oh, the honorable says that he can't down you. I'm like, okay, but he told me to be here at this time for. Anyway, I will wait. I insisted I will wait. I waited up to 5, 6, 7. So minutes to 7. The guy came, oh, you stay here. But the honorable, like, he ain't coming down here. He's just sleeping also. I think you should go. I had to leave. And that's how I left. And I came back.
We were actually hoping.
We were hoping because we, it was just good that we caught ahead of it. We were able to get all the stuff from provision business, get the food, because we were so hopeful. I said, yeah, at least if our owner from the county can help, the plan was actually to transport even the participants back to the various schools that came. So the other minister, so how far the transportation thing now? I said, that's why I didn't give you any clear-cut answer, as communicators. I said, sir, excuse me, you didn't ask about transportation. We told you we didn't have any insurance, and the school can make that contribution at least by showing up. We want to thank you for coming. And that was it. Everybody ate. Everybody was talking about the beans. So it's been difficult. And we're going to 5 counties, imagine. We got Bone County to go. We got Nimba to go. We got Bombing to go. We're hoping to go across the country.
Grand Bassa as well.
Yeah, that's what I said. I got Bassa to go. But no government, no donor, no NGO support.
But the Ministry of Gender...
we heard from them that we need to meet some... we need sectoral clearing, we need this one, we need that one, and we understood the process to even get it. It's not easy, but we will make the effort. We're just talking about it right after or before the campaign, right?
Yes.
Because just a great initiative, we do have all of our legal documents. We have our legal incorporation, we have our business registry document, we have active website, we have everything. So what is it to get sectoral clearing? We'll take it off from there.
We'll reach
but just
out,
to say that we'll reach out
officially.
Yeah, Cassel did tell us that at the Monserrado awareness. So we will make the effort. We will do it what it takes to get support, because we're going to pass out like most of our he for she's were engaging me yesterday. Since evening we're going on the Bone County trip. We're on this train together. I mean, and those guys were so bored, and I mean, like you could see the truthfulness in them, holding that banner. It's not that you go in the election campaign or that they say they can't go join the group.
Hoping at the end of the day you're gonna get
that you will get transportation back or something. Nothing, nobody asked.
Yes.
And they're excited. They want to go to all the counties we're going to tell their fellow men that let's stop this thing. It's killing women. People are dying. Men are dying. Violence is wrong. But we need money to go to the counties. We wrote the Yombly Foundation. They said, well, they couldn't at that time, give any help, but let's see in the future. That was the reply we got. We are hoping that when we reach out to them, we see the campaign is going to Bassa. Can we partner? Is there any support? We're still hopeful.
And again, Rufus, it don't have to be necessarily cash.
It doesn't have to be cash. Let's say provide a transportation of coupon for gasoline to move the team. We got the bench set we need to pay for. Okay, you can say, okay, I will take care of the bench set. I will do this. The reason we always use the street parade, while we're parading, then we got the megaphone and talking. So right? They say words go as fast as this. So it's not just physical money.
You can even say, okay, since you're in Grand Bassa County, I'll just provide just few rooms for your team to
sleep and pass the night.
That would be a huge support. Like today, Rufus Divalkana is providing his own support towards our campaign by inviting us on his program. You won't give me your cash, but you give me your airtime. And I know that plenty of people are listening to this, but the awareness will carry on.
I mean, the story is so disheartening, man. Something that
don't be discouraged. Now you really discouraged us.
Something that you are paid to do, right? something you are paid to do. Yeah, something you are paid to do. And somebody out of a clear blue sky have strategized to get your work done as fast as it should. Then you won't put up bureaucracy, put up all kind of bottleneck.
No, but institutions have processes and procedures, so let's follow it.
There are a lot of procedure errors that are not even in the interest of the people that they are taught to serve. And it goes happy. Whereby, if even there's a procedure breach, where because you want this thing to happen, you breach the protocol and get it. You know how many young people are dying? Just the other time, the female chop off a male organ. The last time, a male killed a female. So people reaching out, even through your awareness, you have children in the streets. Your advocacy can get these children, parents, to do something with their hands so that they get them off the streets. All these things.
And I just want to show you, sorry, I will take this. I will not put the name on it. So you see, we have 3 letters that were supposed to go out. From the feedback, we just said, let's not even pay our way and waste our time. That's how we just kept these letters. Some of them we reach out to, I think it's $30. You know, I'm like, even $20.
And one of the letters, the man received it. Then after many days, he said, wow, in that letter, say it's
And the letter was hand delivered. I didn't say the party to third party. The letter was hand delivered. So I'm going to follow up. By the way, you say, I came to follow up on our letter for the anti-rape domestic violence campaign that I will be having. I brought the letter, you received it, and you told me to come at a particular time. And he said, what do I in the letter say? He said, what do you want me to do?
He's astonished. That's reality.
That is what we go through. But you know why? To make a change, you must make the sacrifice. They say it begins with one person, right? So together we're doing Madly. I like the passion of mom and myself are paying to this. Just a Girl is a decade this year, 10 years. We've not gotten anybody saying Just a Girl has gotten donor money for whether you and me or the other group or that other group, they'll be lying. I thank God for the dedicated staff that He has given to me at Just a Girl. The program person, the skill screeners, our he for she's young ambassadors. I want to thank God for them. At least through my small journalism and media freelancing thing I do, it takes a lot for me, you know, that I'm supposed to be using for family purpose. And sometimes it's hard. You look at 300-400, you have to pay staff, pay the other one, take care of the sewing machines, fix this. You know, it's not easy. Because the program is tuition free. But I feel fulfilled that people's lives are being impacted. Yeah.
So our leaders feel passionate to put thousands of dollars in the pockets of thugs. In the pockets of thugs to cause violence. But something that will transform the minds of the young people. He said, no, you don't put all the bureaucracy. Are you kidding me? What's really, I mean, this is something that the young people need to grab and shift their thoughts. Because they may not support you in a good direction. But when it comes for you to get your life at the line, where it costs your breath, He ready to give you the $1,000.
For 6 years or 9 years.
You will get from there.
6 years or 9 years.
It is so troubling. So we as young people, I mean, I'm so thankful to you guys. Let me say this, you know, because the patient you got, bro. The other patient, they from God. Because that's why I always say to people, you are called to serve. There are people who are called to serve. They serve with passion. But people who call themselves, long time and I'm going to do them.
Serious thing.
Long time. When you are called to serve, you don't care what time to pray. You're ready to go beyond. But you call yourself, the general pastoral thing. Money, when I call you, because you can see the difference. So if you are listening and want to actually get involved, and our folks are here, we want the support. But before I get to the line, right? Are there ways or means through which somebody listening to us or having a desire to support this great initiative, how can they get to you?
We have our numbers. They can just first we have our social media presence, Facebook page, mostly because they widely use social media in Liberia. There are a few people on TikTok, now called X, and LinkedIn, but Facebook is the easiest way. So when you go to Facebook, you look for Just a Girl Initiatives, the page, not the group, because back then when someone was very knowledgeable about social media, created a group, somebody hacked it, and they started throwing all kinds of stuff there. But Just a Girl Initiative page, you can just message us from there. So it's Just a Girl Initiatives. The initiative has S because it's not one thing we do. We also have our website, justagirlinitiatives.com, COM. So once there's a page there, you can fill in the form and it will come directly to me. So Just a Girl email. So we have an active website, active Facebook page, and TikTok. But for mobile phone number, they can reach out to me on 07704 25328. And then the Lone Star is 086 87 77 56. Mark will call his number. So people should reach out, not just to say the work phone part, but we also help to refer where there are cases or incidents. We can refer you who to talk to, what are the steps, what you need to do. That referral pathway. We also lead advocacy as well. So we preventing or when there are incidents to be able to report it, and we also tell community what to do to be able to follow the right procedure. Because sometimes when these things happen, people don't know the entire legal process where to start from. So we link them with the appropriate people. Say, talk to this lawyer, talk to this lawyer. You will hire advocates, and they will show you the way out. So you can call for any of those purposes.
And most people they don't know the pattern. So if there's a rape incident in a particular place, you should not behave the person. You should not contaminate, contaminate evidence. But most people don't know it. So you can call us, we'll guide you through the process. Then another thing is, you ask for our contact. Men Against Rape and Domestic Violence. We have a Facebook page. So you can reach out to our Facebook page. As soon as you click, the message will come to me. Then you can contact me just directly on my cell phone number. My number is very easy. One guy told me, "Oh man, more easy." So it's 77. Yeah, it's because they get to my number. 776
105060.
I
got the number long time.
10 50 60. 888 10 50 60.
You are lucky to get
it. I think
I got the Lone Star.
Yes.
So the contact is very easy. You can call me and just say, gentlemen, I don't have much. Just one taxi. Like one of our friends in my group, he's called David Tagbali. He's a former journalist using agriculture now. The man said, one time it was a help. It was not much, but it was appreciated.
Yeah.
If 20% can think of it that way, we'll move this work forward. We don't have to wait for government officials to fund us. Like I was telling myself, I said the water where you have on no tap. In the last minute of time, I had to reach into my friend's Facebook Messenger, and people brought up some money, like DN News. So that means publicly say thanks to DN News. DN News provided 5,000 Liberian dollars. Yes. Number Richard Pano in the States. And we inbox, bro, we're doing this. He provided $50.
We're able to pay the bank set. That guys were on our throat.
So you see that you don't have to bring $1 million before you know that you have helped. The money can the money can take to buy 2 or 3 bottles of large beer. Just say, okay, I'll buy 2 or to Ola today, then they want Porto money, I will send it to Mavi in just a get to do it what they are doing. It will mean a lot for us.
So let me make this public commitment. Monthly, at least twice, we will have the same opportunity afforded your organization to talk about your activities.
Twice a month.
Twice a month. So, on behalf of the team here, the management and staff, we appreciate your efforts.
Thank you so much.
We look forward to even doing more than what we have just talked about, because some of us have girls children. And even not only girls, we have boys as well. Our young kids go out there. They get in contact with people that we don't even know as parents. So this kind of message. That's why I was talking initially about us journalists. We play a pivotal role.
We set the agenda.
We set the agenda. Every time you say that, you cross one lawmaker, you cross one politician, they call you in the corner and give you. That is not helping the society.
You are even teaching the children how to abuse.
Yeah.
Because children learn from what they hear from adults.
Yeah.
The radio goes wide and far.
So you guys taking up your time, leaving your busy schedules to do what you do, God sees no secret and reward you open, because this is not an easy task. The little resources you take into better Liberia, you can use it on your family to get you to ration on a zero carb or eat a very nourishing meal that others are eating around you. But you're looking at the future of our young people. You look at not just today, but tomorrow. If all of us get involved with violence, where will the country head to? If we can support thugs to get in the street to bust people windshield in the name of protests, why can't we do the little to transform lives? But these people are not supporting this thing because this is where they get their source of income. This is where they find themselves getting involved and starting that livelihood of the people who they should be transforming. And that's when I got me education and I'll be getting my legal to shop. You see that?
Someone told me one time we were talking about the world event. They said, well, the election against it, no. I'm like,
You
are you
got to
kidding me?
knowledge as an older person. You should know it.
The child is still going through transformation. They cannot even set yet. That's why in my brother they say before you vote, you should reach the age of 18. That means you have matured. Even your movement, when you move, you are mature. You are an adult. But anything aside from that, the person is a child, is a minor. So to go to that person and have the post with them, I really can't imagine it. So now when I sit and to be thinking, I say, people who do these things, I wonder how they really feel at times.
Plenty things, wow. Plenty things.
So let's use the time to create more awareness about this issue of rape. Some people, this one, will put in simple English. The thing you call rape, it can happen to anybody. Our law say when you do make your own business to anybody who under the age 18, whether the person are married or the person are woman. Our 2005 rape law they passed in the country where the law making people put together. 2005 during my anytime. They say once you do that rule, you do marry a woman, say but they get a year or they born a year. So don't not be 18-year-old that rape there. And the law say you can go to jail up to 10 years. So that we will not be defending it. They say, oh, but they tell your duty, you got something what they call power disparity. Like in the call power disparity, when you see the big uncle or the big 18 year and say, do they work for me? You know you can't be able to look in upon the face and say anything because that power disparity that play, that one are people. Meaning that people that in certain level of authority, the big physically and even in count of stature or status, you can't be able to do something. You are the small person. So whether the person agree or they not agree, it is considered rape. Our law also say, okay, the other thing I know rape. If the person 18-year-old or papa and you force it, you do men and woman business to that person. That one also rape. And I rape number 2 definition there. Then number 3 say, okay, somebody say the person there or they go natural or friend and apply that one or being asked one or she too special. She too much. So what you do, when you're having class party, you post it in your drink or going somewhere, you're drunk 1, 2, 3, 4 persons. That one they call it game rape. That one the punishment too also big. People can go to jail for it. But what can happen to men can be raped, women can be raped. Because the law say if you do it to a woman, you say anybody, anyone, forceful penetration, I mean you force the person. Or sexual intercourse also over 18. That's not rape. Domestic violence, say any action that you will get over against another person that will make that person to be hurt physically or mentally. Or psychologically, I think they are mentally meaning abuse. Some people say, well, I'm beating you, but I'm feeling giving you silent treatment. You will find a place. You're not beating them, nobody seeing so or pushing or blowing or moving teeth. But even the way you react to the person, keeping silent, not supporting them, what they need, suppressing for your education is also considered as violence.
Things working happy.
I will not leave for money, and because of that, you made a children. They're like the morning no food because like you got problem with the man or the man got problem with the man because it's vice versa. There are some women who they are in the strength. They don't want kind of money in the home. But because then the man got issue, the money that's supposed to come to keep the children or keep the home, she hold it back. That was the violence can happen to anybody, man or woman. So we balance our advocacy. But the truth is the people get very happy to move than women. That's the reason why we're leading the advocacy. So if rape happen in your community, people, please don't talk to family way. Domestic violence, every day they want between your husband. I'm talking about because they got the women and the men. They got women are so bad at men. Every time you see it happen, don't say the other men are the same men, you know, won't fuck it. And your business, rape, domestic violence is everybody's business. You're supposed to report it. You go to the nearby police station and see people always beating the men. The same thing. What you call it? There, and put it outside. It was not right. Yeah. She did squeeze the men there with the team boss. So you're supposed to report it. You don't say that okay, the truth, maybe he been beating her and that was strength she found, but it's still wrong. Whether you were beating her before that person, everything wrong. So if the community was going to be reporting it from the beginning when you were always abusing her, and were called for, and she decided to do it the way she did it, they didn't even reach that stage. That's why we say violence, everybody's business. Because if you leave it now, one man die here, and somebody follow, the other people destiny. If you do it, one woman die here, what become of our children and our family, they lost. So violence is just not good. That's why we see we're taking our time to talk about it. There are people who need to defend and justifying. That the way the women can dress. Okay, well, but the 7-year-old rape in Lima. It's a 12-year-old. They can't say instead of a woman. One of the contents, I think.
You really get. You come over 1,000 naira, then you come over phone. Then from there, when you knocking your chest, going to the parents. Yeah, and you got a man or a girlfriend. Yeah.
So someone has to yeah. So we have to report it, we'll talk about it. We do know that divine in some communities, in rural areas. We need to go down. We really probably have that support. We're not waiting for 16 or activating December 10 to December 25 before we do awareness. We're not waiting for International Women's Day March before we do awareness. We're not waiting for the International Day of Human Rights before we do awareness. We will do it every time we have the opportunity to do it. Because now you take, for example, that's what those counties, some towns and villages. When you hear the men are do something to live their own age, the people come together, okay, or Yabawolo or say or Goranu, say you also our dollar left. That's what I don't know. You stigmatize the person 2 times. Their whole education is already instituted in everything. Because the people say the men are sure left, then he will take up as his own one. And we talk about people. But you know why they play when they don't know that it should not be. We got law against teenage marriage. Nobody is supposed to be giving to men under the age of 18. They must start 18 years above, down there, 18 years above. If the party agree, it will be also in their own good. They should be against that consent also.
There is also considered violence, but you go because there's no awareness. Our campaign, number one lawyer, that why you go to the counties. We got opportunity to go to towns and break them with the help to support. We go there with the makers who we call the chiefs and elders. And so we want to meet with them, we explain things simple that we bring to them and tell them what can happen when these things happen. I can affect family, it can affect community, and even town villages. The whole justification and the way the children dressing that lie. Have you read this second case? The story of Tamar, her brother, the son of David, who the Bible says he fell in love with his sister, he started to lust after her. And the desire was so strong, it wasn't the word of God, no. But what did he do? The Bible says he never rested. Her friend came to him. That's all, but why are you looking so sad? Why are your face looking at you are the son of the king? Her friend said, he told her friend, he said, I'm in love with my sister. I can't control it. It's not easy. So her friend said, oh, my man, that's easy. Wait a minute, let me tell you what to do. So nobody rapes by mistake. Divine, let's get this. Nobody rapes by mistake. Rape is well calculated, it is planned, it is organized before the person falls down. So he told a friend, is that why you were worried? You're the son of the king? Say you're sick. Just say you're sick and go lay down. Then you tell people, see your parents or your father say, let my sister tell my face food and bring it for me. Then when she bring the food to you, you can catch her and do what you want to do. Read your Bible instead. 7 days after second king. Just to be sure. And when Tamar took the food to him, this is my brother now. It's my relative, that's my brother. Not even thinking. How? You know the days of all the people dress. Modest. The women dress with shamefacedness, as the Bible says. The women should dress with shamefacedness and sobriety. So she did that and went to her brother room, provided the bread and whatever he wanted. And in the process, he knocked her, had sex with her. In the Bible says she sat in ashes and clothes and was ashamed of what has happened. Was it about the way she dressed? No. The Bible says that there is nothing new in the face of the earth. So what happened is still happening. And there are consequences for people rape. I see people who are family of somebody rape, then they change the body location and send a different place regarding for the Lord to win. And you know what? You've just opened with a curse in your family. Curse. You see that person born after many years. You see the same thing happening to that child because what? The father sowed that seed, or the mother sowed that seed. So the curse moved for generations. But I said, our fathers have sinned. But we bear the iniquity when you were born. We didn't know about it. But your father used to rape people, children, or your mother used to have sex with small boys. So you see, you born children, or children, you see, now, oh, that's small boys. It didn't start now. So this rape thing is a generational curse. Biblically, it got effects. Physically, it got effects. It got consequences on family and generation life. That's why we have to stop it.
Wow, Thomas Faston. Yes, if you love me, if you stay for the next 2 hours, but this whole thing is soundbound. Mark, let's hear from you.
Yeah, so I always like to read the rape statistics. And the reason I love to read is that what it does,
I beg to leave because I have an appointment at the
Yes. It helps to scare people from doing it. So I'll read a statistics from 2022 to 2024, part of 2024. So the Ministry of General reported that in 2022, Montserrat reported 815 rape cases, followed by Margibi County with 86 rape cases. Then Bon County followed with 83 rape cases. In 2023, Montserrat alone, I mean the place that we are sitting, double the number to 1,279 cases.
Wow.
Yes. And it was followed by Nimba County that reported 223 rape cases.
Just the ones that were reported. Who's talking about the ones that were sliding under the carpet?
Yes, keyword reported. Not the one that were compromised. The ones that were reported. Then MyGB2 reported 143 rape cases. That was in 2023. Then in 2024, according to the record from the Ministry of General, it says from January to October, a total of 2,759 rape cases were reported. Can you imagine that? So these are just on the surface of what actually happening. But if you really go into the interior, like my sister Evelyn Pade said before departure, if you really go into the interior, you really follow up, you'll be very, very afraid of the things that are happening. People are having sex with underage children. People are violating the rights of people or their fellow humans. Like there was a case recently that a lady squeezed the private of her fiancé. And there was a case that a man opened the private of a child to have sex. I really sometimes can really imagine and think why people are doing these things. Look, for lack of better word, woman based in how the law say when you want a person, the person must agree. The person must agree. If the person reach the age 18 and they agree, say, oh yes, I want you, you can do your man or woman business. If the person 40 something and you of that same age, constitutional age, you want to do anything you want to do, you can do it. But I'm begging us, men, let's please stop rape and domestic violence. The thing is funny, everyone on me. When they say men has rape, they will not excluding Rufus Divine Kane, excluding Miami Gonfia. It include everyone of us under one umbrella as men. It's putting everyone of us name. So it is now time that we all men join this campaign to redeem our image, to stop people from going to jail. This campaign is intended for men to know the right things to do that will prevent them from going to jail. Because if you go to jail, you causing another problem for the society. Your children will not be able to go to school, or you will disenfranchise the child from going to school because you are in jail. You will not be able to support the child
because of domestic violence. A great singer of Nigeria lost her life, and the case have been heard, and they have come up with the ruling that he will be hanged.
That lady, yes,
yeah. So
she went through a lot.
Yeah. So
that's why we say people should speak out. Rufus, people should speak out. If you remain silent, things will happen to you before you know it's late. Do not just sit in a toxic home with the mind that when I move from here, what will happen to my children? When I move from here, what will do? Make that move. Save your own life and save the life of your children. You know, today that lady is dead. But according to what we heard, what we read on the pages of internet, she went through real toxic relationship. And she was there singing fun gospel music, thinking like everything well with her. She didn't speak out. People need to speak out. That's why, okay, to this point, Rufus, the War and Economic Crimes Code establishment is ongoing, right? During our program, IGB, I made this call, and I want to repeat this call here this morning, that those in the front seat of that establishment, they should take into consideration those who rape during the war. They are committed crime as well.
It's there. It's in a document.
Yes.
Crimes, all those names, the various crimes they have committed.
Yes.
Also,
they should be treated as equal as people who kill. Their punishment should be as equal as people who kill, because their action led to someone's in life. Some of the people that they raped during the war, they rape and kill them. They rape and impregnated them. And what happens is when the mother looks back and know that child she has is a result of rape, she lives with that trauma. And anytime she sees that child, she gets angry that thing happened to her.
No.
So that's why we men, we should stop this thing that we are doing. We are in the advocacy not for just women, but for men as well. Because if we educate men, it will stop them from going to jail. It will create in their mind that they should not do certain things. They will not continue with their actions.
He's Mike McGonfia. He's the arrowhead of Men Against Domestic Rape and Domestic Violence, Mavi. He was here with Erling Pade Siwi. Both of them had breakfast with us, educating us on what they are involved with. Until we have the time, this is how we love to conclude today's edition of the program, The Positive Show. Tomorrow, John Fanfomba and John Kese, they will be here. I'm here Tuesdays and Thursdays. My name is Rufus Divine Khan, and I always say this to you. Always and always have at the back of your mind, there are two things in this life you always be remembered for: the problems you create and the problems you solve. And you must take responsibility of two things in your life: your fortune and that of your misfortune. In Union Strong Success Show, we've gone above our rights to prove we over or prevail. With hearts and hands, our country cause defending, we meet the foe with valor unpretending. Have yourselves a wonderful and God bless day. Further the rest of our broadcast.